The future of Africa in AI begins now. At FTLAfrica, Nova 2 is your ignition trail. Explore cutting-edge tracks built for creators and communicators.
Master the skills shaping the future of tech. Engineer systems that power the world.
Lead with responsibility. Shape the future of Africa.
Don't just watch the AI revolution. Be part of it. Apply now and ignite your journey with Nova 2.
Want to lead Africa's AI revolution?
12 weeks minimum. 9 weeks classes, 2 weeks capstone build, 1 week demo and defense, mentors, real projects.
Lead the future of AI with tracks like Product Manager, Marketing Strategist, Workflow Explorer, and AI Ethicist, shaping innovation with vision and responsibility. Build and power AI systems as a data engineer, AI translator, engagement specialist, developer, or AI ops engineer, driving impact with advanced integration. Go deeper with prompt engineering, AI security and governance, and research and model development, pioneering the next wave of AI innovation.
Spots are filling fast. Apply today and ascend with Pathfinder Charge.
Fruits: apple, banana, cherry, kiwi, and mango. We'll put an empty list, which is a square bracket like this. We'll make an empty list where we'll put the product that we want to look into. A for loop for X in fruit. So this X now will be picking out each one and we'll be appending it on this side. But in this case, we are telling if anything that has A in it, you should not pick it. If it has any A in it, anything that has A in it, don't pick it. And we know that banana and apple. So if we run this, you will see the result of it. I mean, if A, picky, sorry, not picky, sorry. I want to say picky. If A, picky. So it's only mango, banana, and this thing. Cherry and kiwi does not have A in it. So if we say another, if we put an E here, it will only pick cherry in this place. Cherry and apple that has E. So anything, if Y, everything that has Y here, cherry, nothing has Y again in it. It's only cherry that you will pick. Okay. So that is just that, but that is not what I want to what this comparison is talking about. Now, this is how many stages of trying to achieve this result. This is just how many stages of trying to achieve this result. Now, we can put this result in one line like this. For X in fruit, if A in X. So with one line, inside the square bracket, we can put it. That's the idea of this comprehension. That's just the idea of it offers a shorter syntax when you want to create a list based on the values of your existing list. So this one is a shorter way compared to this method. That is just the difference. Okay. So just the difference. So that's what risk comprehension is just about. It's just a shorter way. It's just a shorter way. All these things, all what we've written down here, we just write it on a line like this, as simple as that, so that we don't have the time and be running such programs and making things in so complicated. But this is not complicated, but this is just a short way, just a simple line, and it's faster and the rest. So that's just what risk comprehension, but I'm trying to talk about. You can also use this sign. This sign is an operator sign, obviously. This is also a risk comprehension. You can also accept only one item that are not Apple. Anything that is, this symbol here says that it's not Apple. Anything that is not Apple, we cannot only accept items that are not Apple. So anything that is Apple, will delete, will not accept it. That's just so that's the idea of risk comprehension. So also you can still do risk comprehension in this manner. For S in range, this thing, if you start picking the range out, just just put this one down here, and you can use the print statement like this to print your what you want to print, or you can simply not bother about this thing and you still print it out. So those are the methods. So these are just methods of risk comprehension. So we just different ways of doing this. You can print your value. This is showing that S is less than anything less than 5. You should print it out for us. That's what we are saying here. If you print it out for us in this view. So now we are saying that there's this fruit. Here is the fruit at the top here. This fruit here. This is the fruit here. Let me bring it down and put it. But it's already that Python will catch. We are saying this fruit. Let me just place the fruit here so you guys will know. So that's the fruit we are talking about. So we are saying you should turn each of these into an upper case for us. Every word inside each of these, we will run it and turn everything into upper for us. Using this. So if you print it out, we print it out. It will turn into. Also, we are saying that for that you should set all values in the new list to hello. Everything inside that list, we should set all these values for us to hello. If we print it out too, so I'm just giving you different method of what risk comprehension. As simple as risk comprehension is, it will do everything for us. So also, I said that you should return orange instead of banana. It will return orange instead of banana. Writing risk comprehension for us. For S in fruit. So all these things, we are doing is I'm shortening it because this is a long process. You can still do it in a short process like this. So you can follow the pattern that for egg in fruit, but this is a loop method under this condition. You will use such method a great deal. When you are writing code in Python, you will use such method a great deal. So what we need to do is to be conversant with how to go about writing this method in Python because it's as simple and straightforward method. So what I just said is that return orange instead of banana. Return orange instead of banana. We change where banana is and put orange there. That's what I just did. So also you can sort out the list alphabet. So these are just different ways I stated it so that when you are writing it, you also know if you sort out. You start from the using the sort method. This is called the sort method. It's a method in Python. It's called the sort method. If you now sort out from the first alphabet down to the different alphabet down. If it's no banana will come first, your banana has B, so also kiwi will come second. So you look at the ABC format in which you're going to set it out for. So now also the sorting 2 years, we know that we start from, we should sort this method for us too. Using the list, the comprehension method. So I wrote when I was writing the code. Tell me the name. What's the name we gave you? What's the name error? So such these errors like this are things you should take note of. When you have errors, you should be able to read what the errors is saying. Okay, what the errors are for. What I say is to revise this thing, sort the list according to descending. That's the alphabet. That's starting from Z and down. That's what I mean by descending. That means pineapple will come first, followed by the orange, banana. Then it's from descending, it's coming down. So also this one, 100 will start. So when there's inside this list, let me just explain something. Inside your function, this is not really a function like that. This is a method. Let us don't get confused with function and method. Let me just explain what function. Function is general. Like the print statement. This print statement is a function. But this sort is a method. It method has to do with the object you are dealing with. List has its own method. Okay. But function does not have is general. You can use it for different objects. But method you cannot use. The method you can use for tuple is different from the method you use for list. So it's different from the method you use for dictionary. So like you should be able to know the functions that are general and the ones that are not general. Like length, you want to know the length of something, you should be able to know that these are not the general that's something like this. Let me just run this one. We start from 100. Something like this. This is general. This is a function in Python. It's not a method in function. This one also in Python is, I've told you about print. This one is a function. This one also is a function in Python. What is it called? Input. It's a function in Python. So these things are functions in Python. There are many. I cannot list them out. So you should be able to know which ones are functions and which ones are. But all these ones are methods. They are methods in Python. Like sort, append, yeah, append. They are all methods. Upper, they are all methods. This upper, yeah, they are methods. Lower, the method. So we should be able to know the difference between method and function in Python. Functions are general, but methods are specific to the object they are dealing with. Okay. So also, we can also sort this one. But in this case, we define a function and we are inputting under sort. You can use the keyword key. There's what we call key equals to function here. You can write a function and put it under sort. And you tell the function what you want the function to do. That is just what you can, but we've not gotten to where you can write a function. But we'll get to where you can write a function when I start. I hope I can reach up to that extent. But you can write a function here and call this function and put this function sort method. Okay. So when you run the function, we are trying to look at numbers that are close to 50. When we write calling this method, this function, there's what we call function that you can write in Python. You will write that function in Python and you can call that function in Python. So numbers that are close to 50. We look at the numbers that are close to 50 first. That's what we are trying to. That's what this function is talking about. So there's what we call copy too. You cannot copy a list simply by typing this method. You say one list equals to the other list, or because list 2 will only be a reference to list 1, and changes made in the list will automatically also be made in the list. No, this is the method. You use the copy method to make a copy of this variable. So we can make a copy of this variable, another copy like this, by using the copy method. Can make that. You see, these two are the same thing, but because you copy this to this one, that's the same. It's just a copy. So also, there's another way you can represent a list, that you can copy a list by using the list function. It's not the list method, rather by using the list. You now put list in front of it and tell that you want a copy of this to be the copy of this one to be in this side. You can also do using an operator too. This operator too, to copy, to make a copy. So you can also use an operator to make a copy. So that is that. So that is that. So Now let's look at operation of a list. I want to be a little bit fast so that we can cover and go to topic. So operation of a list, you can add two lists together. This list and this list. You can add them together. It's not necessary that you are doing operation. They are just adding, they are just joining. They are ABC 1, 2, 3. That's just what you are just doing. So also you can also do append. You can loop over this list and append it and append everything inside this first one. Just like this, we can do such things. So also we can do what we call extend. We can use the word extend. That means ABC 1, 2, 3. The word extend. Extend is also a method. You can use the method extend. You can extend it. So also I will start the different method and their uses, the way in which you can handle a list. That's the method and the list. I list it out. Now we are going to be talking about tuple. Wow, tuple. Tuple is another. Let me write something down. Sorry, gentlemen. Let's do tuple like this. So, gentlemen, so I just want to do something. So, so we're going to talk about tuple. Tuple is so simple to use. Another method of is another data structure after list. Tuple is immutable. That means it's not easy to change like that. You cannot add or subtract from it. You can only do some operations like this first operation is just to pick out this which is where is indexing 0, 1, 2. That means it is banana we are going to pick. So that is tuple for you. So tuple is used to store multiple items in a single variable. That's what we use for. And tuple is one of the 4 built-in data types in Python used to store collection of data. The other 3 are list, set, and dictionary, all with different qualities and usage. A tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. It's ordered and unchangeable. Tuples are written with round brackets. They are written in brackets, as you can see. This is written in square. These are written in brackets. So you can print out tuple. Just print out tuple. It's written in square this way. So these are just explanation I was trying to explain about tuple. So this is also printing out. Tuple does not mind for duplicate. It allows for duplicate. You can have apple, another apple, banana, cherry. They allow for duplicate. You can have as many as they allow for duplicate. So again, tuple, you can print the number of items in tuple. 1, 2, 3, the number of items in tuple, you can print it out using the length function. You can also change, create a tuple with only one item. But when you are creating a tuple with only one item, you have to add a comma after the item. Otherwise, Python will not recognize it as a tuple. What do you think Python will recognize it as? I just want to ask somebody. Anybody in the audience? Just guess. So, are you guys seeing my screen? Who can guess what tuple, what Python will recognize that? I just want to ask. Anybody just say something. What do you think Python will recognize it if there's no comma here? Eh? Anybody just guess in Python? Hello? Is somebody, are you guys still with me? Hello? Are you guys still with me?
Yes, sir.
What do you, just, I want to guess. Somebody just guess what tuple. If Python does not recognize it as a tuple, what do you think Python is going to recognize it as? Just make a guess. If it's just one item inside this bracket, and we do not put a comma inside it, what do you think Python will recognize it as? Eh?
As Apple.
Anybody? As Apple? Apple. Gentleman. No, I want you to tell me whether it will recognize it as a list, as a what type, as a whatever type, Boolean, what type do you think Python will recognize it as? Anything, not as Apple. It's already an apple. It's an apple, it's a product already there. It's a string. It will recognize as a string. It's a string already there. If you don't put this comma inside it, if you just put it like this and no comma, it will recognize as a string. So that is that. So tuple item can be of any data type. We can have it in string, number, Boolean, whatever type you decide to have tuple listed. We can have a mix different data type too of tuple. So also, what is the data type of a tuple? Can anybody answer that? It's called a tuple. So that is just that. We're okay. We're also talking about it is also possible to use tuple constructor to make a tuple. Yes. That you write a tuple, put another this thing and a bracket again, and you still make a tuple out of it. It still becomes a tuple. We can also pick out this thing, index. You can also access item which you've done, reference indexing inside a square bracket, inside a tuple. Now, we can also do the same method too. We can also do the same method by using negative index. So I just want, before I from your knowledge of list, what do you think this thing is going to give us? -1. We did indexing in list now. I don't know, somebody should just, I just want us to be interactive. I should just be, not to be running, I just think. I just, from the knowledge of indexing with list, what do you think -1 would use from this tuple? Anybody? remember that we are counting from back. Eh? I expect, I don't, that's what is going to, because we are counting from the back. It's going to be -1. This one is going to be -2. Somebody will put this to be this, 2 -2 to be in this place. That is, we are counting from the back. When it comes to indexing, negative indexing, all those things, we are counting from the back. So also, when we are doing indexing in list, so also we can also do indexing in tuple. So now let's look at the range of indexing. How do we look at the range, the movement, just like list? So those are the things you are going to do when you are doing tuple. So now, where do we count from? We are going to count from the 0, 1, 2. That is, we are starting from here down to 2, 3, 4, 5. That means melon is not going to be counted. So those are the things you must understand about indexing. Indexing is very important. Now I'm taking my time to explain indexing for you guys so that it will not look as if it is a problem. So by the time you understand indexing in list, you understand indexing in tuple, you understand indexing in set, and also you understand indexing in dictionary. They are very important. You have to understand how to index your work, what you want to bring out from your work. So also here, we are counting from apple down to 4. So I like interaction so that you will not be as if I'm just running, just saying the answer and saying the answer to you guys, and you guys are just. So on this, we are counting from apple, banana, cherry, orange. What is this one? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means kiwi is not going to be counted if we move in that direction. So those are the methods, those are the ways in which you count. Now, we are also counting from, where are we counting from? We are counting 0, 1, 2. We start from cherry. So from cherry down are the ones, because we are not putting anything at this end yet. So we are saying that Python, start counting from cherry down to mango. So these are just simple indexing methods we are trying to look at. Okay. So also, we have what we call negative indexing. Where do we start counting from? Yes. We are saying that this is -1 and it's not included. We start from this example, return item from index -4. Now, this is -1, this is -2, this is -3, this is -4. That means it will come and start from orange and it will not include mango. So indexing is very important. So you should know where you are indexing now. Now we'll finish indexing, both negative and positive indexing in tuple. Now let's check whether apple is in tuple. If apple in this variable, yes, you will tell us if apple. This is a simple what do you call? Most people who are familiar with what is called logical this thing. You check. You are just checking. We'll be talking about the if-else statement, but for here, because of the purpose in which we are trying to explain what we are explaining. Okay. So what this one is just do is to check for us. If statement is to check. It's just to check whether if there's apple in it, tell us there's apple. If there's no apple, it will tell us there's no apple in it. It's just to check where there's apple. It's just checking if apple is present in the tuple. So as we said, tuples are unchangeable, meaning that you cannot change, add, or remove items once the tuple is created. But there are some roundabouts. Changing the tuple value, how do we go about changing it? Where I said tuples are unchangeable. That's once the tuple is created, you cannot change its value. Tuples are unchangeable, immutable, as it is also called. But there's a roundabout it. You can convert the tuple into a list. From a list, you now convert the list back into a tuple. Now, this is a tuple. S is a tuple. Now, we want to change tuple into a list. Yes. Once we change tuple into a list, that will now remove what we want to remove, which is apple, banana. We now put banana. We now change banana here with kiwi in this place. Now we now change it back to tuple. I hope it's not convincing. It's understandable. That's what I mean, guys. I'm not. Guys, can you understand what I'm saying?
No.
Hello. We'll now print back. Guys, can you understand what I'm saying? Hello. So what I just did was to change. You use the list, this thing. It will automatically change this to a tuple. Let me just do something for you guys. Let me do something. I want to do something. Let me do something. We'll come to that. I want to check whether by using this list method to change to tuple. Let's see what y will give you, because we've already given y the variable. Y is to tell us, y will not tell us this is the list now. That's how you check whether it has been changed. I hope, guys, you understand what we've done. Now, because we said that tuple is immutable, we cannot add or subtract anything out of tuple. We can only do some indexing and check what is inside the tuple. How do we add or remove something from a tuple? So that is what we are doing now. This is as simple as possible. That is what we are doing, guys. So in order to change something for a list, that you put a square bracket, put the list here, and put an equal to, and tell the Python that I want to change banana. I can also decide to change share and say if I can't 0, 1, 2, I can say no, it is cherry I want to change. I can just change the cherry in that manner. So that is just how to go about changing this. So there's also another way we can still add items. We can add items to the list. So how do we go about adding items? It's the same method. It's the same method. It's the same method. Okay. Because list is mutable, but tuple is immutable. That's what we mean by mutable and immutable, is that one can change, the other cannot change. You cannot add or remove. So Python has said, okay, since, let me assume that since I say this one is not mutable, I can need to convert from one point to the other. Let me convert. So let me convert this to list, change it, now convert it back to tuple. So I do whatever I can do with it. So that is just what we are doing here. We are changing from one data structure to another, and we know that list is a mutable data structure, while tuple is an immutable data structure. So now, how do we go about achieving this? So we just change, we just put the list in front and put a bracket and put a another variable. Once we change it to, we'll work on that variable, which is a list. We'll now come back and turn it back to a tuple. That is just all what we are doing, guys. Now, for us to add orange to this cherry, there's what we call append in a list. So now we'll bring the append method in order for us to add orange to this list. So now we'll now change to a list. Now append orange to it, which is going to add orange to this place, and now change back to top using a tuple word called tuple. You can. So that's what we are doing. We are not doing magic here. So that is just what we are doing, guys. So now, how do you add tuple to tuple? That is another way. How do we add tuple to tuple? Now you are allowed to add tuple to tuple. So if you want to add one item, that's one item, or many items, or create new tuple within the items and add it to the existing item. Okay. So to create a new tuple with the value orange and add that tuple, we use the tuple, because I told you that this is when you put a comma here, you've already made it a comma. But if you put just a square without this comma, it will not it's not made a tuple. So we can use the plus equal to add this tuple to this sign. We can still use it and add it to that. So let's just do it. You can see that orange has been added. So if we want to add as much tuple to this orange, maybe we have let me see, cake. Let's see cake. Let me add cake. This is going to be a tuple, cake. Let's see. So That's how we add tuple to that method. That's just how we add tuple. We just use the first, because we want to add this one. This one is already a tuple too, but these two are tuple one and this are tuple. But we put a plus equal to sign that it should add it for us. That's another method of adding a tuple. So I've just highlighted two methods of adding a tuple. Okay. Now to convert the tuple into a list and remove apple and convert it back into a tuple, that you can do that just using the this thing. We can convert a tuple, we remove the apple here, then we turn it back. We don't just remove using the remove method inside a list. We convert it to a list, we remove that apple, okay, and we convert it back. That's just what we are doing here. So, okay, he said the name is not defined. What's the name here? What's the name I write? It's not defined. He said the name. So you are just, I'm just reading a delete statement to delete. You can delete it, but he said the name here. What's the name? Did I misspell the name? This tuple. Let me see. Just a name problem. Let me see. This is a simple error. It's just a name problem. Okay. This will raise an error because the tuple no longer exists. Sorry. If we delete this tuple, I've already deleted this tuple because it will raise an error because this tuple no longer exists. I use the delete statement. I've forgotten. I've deleted. If you place FADEL in front of the tuple, which is to delete the tuple, it will completely delete that tuple. That's what he's saying. It can no longer exist because we deleted everything. That it does not exist anymore again. So also we can have I just brought it back because I've already deleted it. So I've created it back using fruit. So now we can unpack a tuple. How do we unpack a tuple? We can use this fruit in front, and this is a tuple here, and we can use the green. That is, this green is for apple, this yellow is for banana, red is for cherry. So we can unpack it with that method. We can print each of them, apple, banana, cherry, using this method called unpack. So also we can use asterisk too when you are dealing with tuple. Hello, somebody is making noise. Sorry. Hello. So we can use asterisk. Asterisk is that we can assign the rest of the value as a use called red. That means if a number, what I mean is that this tuple you are seeing is not complete. If you do not put this asterisk here and you have apple, banana, cherry, strawberry, and it's not the number. It's not starting with our number 1, 2, 3. But for us to unpack this thing, we'll use the red with an asterisk and we'll now bring everything out. That means if you don't have any effect, that means you can assign the rest of the value as least called red. This red here, all this from here as list, cherry, banana, because list is in a square bracket, so everything inside here will be assigned red. So also we can still do it for any of them. We can still do it for any. We can put it the asterisk in this place. So we assign all the values. Suppose we put the asterisk here. It will only take. You will assign from where it's supposed to take. Let me show you. You will leave the last one here. Let me. It will leave because this one is for this one. Why green is for apple. So the rest it will take banana, cherry, and strawberry. So that's how you're going to do it. So you can add a list of values to the tropical variable. That's this tropical, the same list of the same method I was just trying to do there. It will do the same method. So also you can run through a tuple. You can run using a for loop. You can loop through it. Also, you can also use the range function. The range function. Range is that by the time you count 1, 2, I've explained this thing before. You count 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. So when you use the range function, range is like a number. So by the time you pick the number, you not tell this variable the number you want to. You will now put the number. If it's 0 here, you print out apple. If it's 1 here, you print out. That's how you run it using range function and length function. Those two are going to combine, in which they are going to give you a better way of printing out your value. I hope I'm still audible. You guys can hear me. If you guys can still hear me, just say, I just want to be knowing that yes, I'm audible. Okay. Thank you very much. So also, we can also do a while loop using so you just to initiate a variable. Yeah. Once we initiate the variable, that variable is as if we are counting. We call it a counter. As if we are counting. Then, if for every time we pick an object or a fruit out of this place, it is being added to this. As far as it's not, this one is not greater than this, the thing will continue to loop. This is a counter, it adds to it. It adds to it. It's just you must initiate a variable while you are using a while loop. And this one, if it's less than the length of this one, it will continue to until it reaches the length and it will stop. That's a counter for you. So also, guys, we can join two tuples together using the plus sign. We can join two tuples together using the plus sign. There's no way we cannot join two tuples together using the plus sign. Just like we can join two lists together using the plus sign. So that is just that. As we can join two lists together, so also we can join two tuples together using the plus sign. So also we can multiply the fruit in a tuple using the operator, this star operator. You can multiply it, putting a star here, and multiply the fruit. We multiply it. So that is tuple for you. So I just list some method of tuple, count and indexing. You can still check if you want to know method of tuple. Let me just do something before I leave tuple for you. You can put the D, so the D okay, and put tuple. Let's see. And put tuple. Let's this is the method. These are the attributes, but you can convert all these ones to methods. Count and index are mostly the count and the index are mostly the which is what is important here. The count and the index. These other ones you are seeing here, they are Python's operators. They are inbuilt. There are no most you cannot use them mostly. All those things. They're already inside the Python. But these are the ones you can use outside, like inside the Python itself. That are mostly not being used. But the ones that you are seeing that are not doing dash, the ones that are not dash, which is count and index, are what you should be looking at when you are looking at method of an object. Yeah. These are just method of an object. So also, we are talking about another structure called set. Set are used to store multiple items in a single variable. Multiple items in a single variable. That what it means is that we cannot have duplicate. That's what it's saying. Apple cannot be there. Banana cannot. It is only one item that should be there. And set is one of the 4 building Python structures, which is list and list. So also a set is a correlation which is on an order. That means if banana can change its position to another position, it does not mean that banana should be in first or 0 position. It can change when you are working on set. That's what it means. And set items are unchangeable, but you can remove items and add new items. So that is just that. Okay. Let's run set. This is a set. It's one of the data structure of Python. Change position. Here is what you can see how curly this bracket is. It is written in it. So you should be able to understand. The duplicate, you will remove it, which is has done in that place. You will remove the duplicate out. So also, negative or 0, anyone you decide to remove. Then also, we can get the number of items. That you can use the length function to count 1, 2, 3. You can use the length function. You can get the number. So also, set 2. We can also, it has different data types, numbers and Boolean, whatever. You can also use that too. So also, you can mix it inside the set. You can also you can also check whether this is a set or it's not a set, the type, using type method. You can also put a square bracket if you want to change this one to a set. Maybe this is a tuple. This is just a bracket. It's a tuple. I want to change it to a set. You can do that. You can do that by putting set outside and squaring it. You can change it to a set. Also, we can loop through a set. Count the items 1, 2, 3. Looping using the for loop. You can also loop through a set. We can also check if there's an item too inside the set. If there's an item inside the set, you can use the in statement here. You will produce a Boolean. We can use the not in. You can also that there is banana here. You can also use the check using the not in. That means what says that banana not in, it's telling us it's false because banana is inside here. Banana is not in. Whereas asking banana not in, it's telling us it's not true. It's false. Banana is inside here. That's what we say. That's why he brought the false statement here. So we can use the add statement. We can use to add an item inside using the add word. So also, I didn't just state, okay, let us be going. Maybe towards the ending, we will see method of a list. So we can use the add statement to add an item. So also we can also use update. We want to update. Maybe we have 2 lists, set, sorry, not list, set. We have 2 sets and we want to update the 2 of them and join them into one. Maybe we want to update it. You can use the update method to do that. We can also update using another structure called list to update a set. List can also update a set using the update statement here. Maybe you have a set, you also have a list. You want to update it. You can use the update statement. But it will give you a set because you will place the dot update to now put the bracket and say this is what I want this thing. I want this thing to turn into a set. We can also do a remove too. Remove items from a set. So also we can also use the discard method to discard. We can also use a remove random item by using a pop too. Pop method in a set. Because all these things are all methods. We can also clear everything inside a set. It will just be a set. We can delete the whole thing inside the set using the del. But this is not a method. It's quite different. That's why it's being placed at the beginning. Unlike this other one, you can see it's showing that it is its method. But this one is not a method. It has deleted everything. It's telling us there's nothing. This thing does not exist. I say you should print it out. But it's telling me that since it has been deleted, there's no need. It doesn't exist. So also, okay, we can loop. I've already looped through it. So let's talk about join. How we join two sets together. There's what we call union. I've done update method to join them too. There's what we call intersection method to keep only the duplicate. When you have two these things, to keep only the duplicate. There's the different method too. The item from the list. There's also the numeric different method that keeps all items except the duplicate. So in this case now, let's look at the union method. The union method will turn a new set with all the items from both. But there will be no duplicate. Mind you, there will be no duplicate. You can use this sign operator to do a union too. If you don't want to use the union method word here, the union method, you can still use this to do a union. We can join multiple sets together. Multiple. We can join multiple sets together. So also we can use the union too. This method for union. So also we can also do union and print out. Note that this also allows you to join set with set and not with data, not with data type like you can. Okay, that's what we are really set, not with data. That means look at this one now. This is a tuple. That's how I put this. This is a tuple. This operator, if you want to join a set and a tuple, if you use this operator, the slash, you must use this union. You cannot use this one. It's only when you are using set, that's where you use this to join. That's where you use it. If you try to use it here, let me just run for you, and then let me put another. If you try to use it, so, no, S. So, ready. So, let me see. K. Let's see K. I'm just trying to show you guys. If you attempt to use it like this, it will throw you an error. That's what it means. It will throw you an error. It will tell you that set and tuple cannot be used. Unsupported opera. That opera means type. Opera means type. It's unsupported. That is just what it means. So we can also do update. As I said, with set, two sets. Can also update, which is done using the update method. So also we can do interception. We can also do interception using the interception method. Interception, what do you mean by interception? If you want to intercept, that means anything that is we'll remove anything that is duplicate here. Apple, banana, cherry, Google, Microsoft. That means we'll take only one apple here. That's what it means by intercepting. We can intercept by that method. We can intercept. That means it's every apple that is the duplicate in that place. Every apple that is the duplicate. That's what we will keep only. That's the interception between the two of them. That intercept the two of them. I call it ampersand sign. Ampersand sign. That you can use the ampersand operator instead of interception to do your distance. It's another sign. You can use the ampersand instead of the word. So also, there's what we call interception update method. We also only keep duplicate too. We can also use that one too. I hope I'm not boring you people with too much. Hello? Nobody is saying anything. Hello? Sorry. Hello, guys. Nobody is saying anything. We'll come to almost.
Hi.
Nobody is saying. Maybe I'm giving you people too much information. I hope I'm not giving you too much information in Python. Hello, guys.
Yeah, here.
Okay. I hope I'm not giving you people too much information. So also, interception, we want to intercept. We can intercept the values of 2 and 1 are considered the same, yes, which I told you guys. So also, we can do a join the set that contains the values of 2 and 1, and there will be an interception for that too. So, the problem with 2 values banana. So that is just that for you guys. So I just want us to do some. We cannot continue, but we'll go to another where this ends Python. But don't worry, guys. We'll do something next. But I want us to do something before we go further. That one will involve so much. Guys, let's do. Why do you use all this Python? What is the benefit? I've done so much. I've read so much, and I know Python. Why am I doing Python? What is the essence of doing Python in AI? Why do we do Python in AI? So I'm going to show you why you should do Python in AI, and why number 2 is a must for you to do Python in AI. So let's go to another area of interest. Now, as you can see, this is my screen. This is the code written in Python to run a large language model. It is written in, and this code is in my GitHub repo. It's in my GitHub repo. Most of you have heard of what GitHub repo is. This code is in my GitHub repo. Now, I want to build a ChatGPT model. That's what I want to build. Yes, I've written my Python code like this. Guys, look at it. I've written my Python code. But I want to build ChatGPT model. But how do I go about building ChatGPT model? There's what we call, let me just show you something, guys. Before we go. There's what we call API. So I'm going to come to this environment, which this growth, there's a company called growth. I'm going to take an API. There's this model. I'm going to choose a model. This model is for Meta. This model is for Meta. This model is for Meta. I'm going to pick this model out. I'm going to come to my chatbot and put this model here, which is this one you are seeing. So this is this one you are seeing. This model. It's a model. It's built by Meta itself, Facebook. It's built by Meta. I'm going to also collect an API, a key. They've granted me, this is my key. I'm going to collect it. I'm going to come to my repo here. I'm going to put the key. But you are not going to see the key. The key is not here. There's a place I hide the key. It's written. It's sensitive. You don't use the key. So I'm going to call the key. This is here I call the key. So that I can use this Meta, this model you are seeing, to start running ChatGPT, just like how ChatGPT run. This one. And I use it to run ChatGPT with my Python code. This is my Python code I've written. This is the code. But forget about this. This stage is an advanced stage. But you will see, you guys are going to get to this stage where you do things like this. Okay. There's what we call LangChain. There's what we call Streamlit, a framework. I'm not going to go into that detail, but we're going to deal with that. That's a higher level of Python. So that's what AI is all about. So I'm going to do all those things. Now, I'm going to come, after writing this code out, and say, how do I give it to the public? I'm going to come here. I'm going to display this code here, guys. That's why I said, you guys, number 2 is a must. It's not an option, guys. This is the interface. This is the chatbot interface I built. You guys can test it out. It's operational. Let me send it to the listing. It's operational. I'm going to send it to the. It's operational. I'm going to send it to you guys to see. You ask him question. It's from Meta itself. Let me put it on the chat. This is the chatbot itself. This is on the chat. I've placed the chatbot. I hope you guys can still see my screen. I'm going to ask him, hello. I'm going to say hello. He's going to answer me. He has answered me. You have said you have greeted him several times. Is there something I can? Yes, tell me what's the capital of Nigeria? What is the capital of? You guys can ask him question. Whatever question you are asking is there. It's what I built. You previously asked me about the capital of Nigeria, but I didn't provide an answer that time. So answer your question now. The capital of Nigeria is Abuja. Ask him whatever question you are going. So what I'm going to explain to you is that all these things are built with Python. And when you learn Python and you learn it from Nova 2, you guys are going to be an expert in such things and be building things like this. Now, there's another way again. I just displayed this one for you guys to see. This is for non-technical people. Now, for you that's a technical man, let's come to this side too. This is another side. We'll connect. This is another side of the technical area. This technical side of this area is for you and I. This node is a collab notebook. We are installing. Before you start, you want to run a large language model using a collab notebook. We are going to ask this large language. Now, this large language model you are seeing is called Phi. It's from Facebook, called Phi. Facebook. This large language model is called Phi. Facebook. Microsoft, sorry, not Facebook. Microsoft has Phi. So we are going to run this kind of thing, just like what I'm doing on that Jupyter notebook. We are going to run it on collab notebook, guys. We're going to run it on collab notebook, and we're going to ask questions concerning that is in answer. That is what we call AI in action. Not because we want not just you not to consume AI, but to be a producer of AI. That's why we're doing things like this. In order for you to be a producer, you cannot be the producer, not necessarily a consumer of AI. That you go to ChatGPT, you ask ChatGPT question, you believe, or you do this thing, you do. Those are not what Nova 2 is about. Nova 2 is about you becoming your own, you creating AI, making AI as an existence for you. That's what Nova 2 is all about. That's why I'm taking the time to make people understand what AI is just about. Because the AI is not just to go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, write prompt, make prompting, all those things. Even with that, I'm going to, you will see that prompting itself, you can prompt inside the Python itself. You can do your prompt. I'm going to show you how you can prompt, add the prompt the LLM, tell you what you want to do, and go back and do another this thing. It will perform what you want to do inside the prompting. Then you now write. So this is for technical people just like you and I who wants to be on this. I just only demonstrated this for non-technical people using my GitHub repo. But from here, I wanted to give it to non-technical people who wants to ask questions. But yeah, for you and I to be like this, to come to where we can use it as both technical and non-technical, I'm trying to show you what it takes to be both on both sides, for non-technical and technical. Now, this area we are dealing on is on the technical area. So this one is going to run. We'll ask him questions. We'll ask him questions. Just give him time to run. It's on collab notebook. It's running on the GPU, that's graphic processing unit. You can cloud. You cannot run it on the normal on your laptop, unless your laptop is heavy. It has a GPU, not CPU. So you just give it time for it to run. That's just what you give it time for it to run. It will run. You guys going to see why Python is really the language you need to understand, and why Nova 2 is all that it takes for you guys to. It has run. When they run, you will see that this end, if you show run 3 minutes, that run with 3 minutes. Let's run this other cell too, just like the one I run on my Jupyter notebook. It has run. Now, I would love to show you that. Now this is prompting. This is prompt. This prompt has a message. It is a list itself. Role, you are a user. This is a dictionary, you are a user. And the content we are asking is that create a funny joke for chicken. Now he's going to tell me a funny joke. I'm going to ask him another question. Now he has created it. Why did chicken join the band? Because it has a drumstick. Now let me copy this one again and create another cell and ask him another question. I will copy this out, just like this, out. And I'm going to ask him another question. This is prompting. You don't need, this is prompting in the making. Just ask him what I've asked you guys. What is the capital of we don't need to go to ChatGPT to consume. We can be a producer, guys. That's what I want you guys to understand. Let us run it and see the result, what it's going to give to us. I will put a question. The capital of Nigeria is Abuja. It was officially designed as a capital in 1991, replacing Lagos. I can continue to ask him questions and questions and questions, and this is a point. This one is for technical, to make sure to build AI. But this one, you can build for non-technical people, like what ChatGPT is doing. Thank you, guys. That's what I just want you guys to understand, that Nova 2 can give you that way for us to be. So when it comes to prompting too, I just want you guys to, but I'm not going to go into prompting. How do we prompt? Let me just run this too for you guys to see. But I'm not going to go through it. Prompting is not what I'm here to teach. This is prompting. We can prompt, guys. We can do prompting. Yeah, we can start prompting our LLM, large language model, and start prompting it and make prompt out of it in this place. Introduction to prompt engineering, the basic of prompting. We can start prompting and we'll ask text method prompt, we'll do some prompting, we'll make the, but this is not what I'm supposed to do. But guys, if we join Nova 2, you will understand what I'm trying to say. You will know better about Nova 2, that Nova 2 can change your life, guys. Thank you very much.
The future of Africa in AI begins now. At FTLAfrica, Nova 2 is your ignition train. Explore cutting-edge tracks built for creators and communicators.
Master the skills shaping the future of tech. Engineer systems that power the world.
Lead with responsibility. Shape the future of Africa.
Don't just watch the AI revolution. Be part of it. Apply now and ignite your journey with Nova 2.